Tim will explain why he selected Samuel L. Jackson as a celebrity or historical figure that he would cast to narrate the story of his life.
I think he'd be the best person to articulate how I played the game, how I grew up, and what it took for me to survive in Chicago, what it took for me to take the bus and the train an hour and a half from where I live to Carver High School, and how you had to have your head on a swivel, and how you had to really concentrate and be on your P's and Q's, as my dad and my dad's friends tell me, be on your P's and Q's. And he will articulate that down to how people can relate to me when I was going to school. And I think that Samuel, he will put it in ways where he'll say it in a voice where he'll be like, do you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about? This is how we used to do it, and so and so and so and so. So I think he would be the perfect person for me to talk about my life and make people understand. Because, you know, when people talking about you, some people would say it in a way where, you know, yeah, okay, right, all right. But I think he'll be to the point and make people really understand how I grew up and how I felt and what I had to do to make it in basketball.
Right now, we are finding out more and more about the person rather than merely the persona. Mr. Tim Hardaway, he'll let us know why he has selected, guys, Muhammad Ali as a historical figure or celebrity that he thinks would make the ideal roommate.
The guy said, hey, Muhammad Ali upstairs, he want to talk to Tim. He wants to talk to you for a second. And Muhammad Ali was just talking about how he likes our team, how he likes how we prepare, how he likes our demeanor, how we go to the games and everything like that. And I asked him, how do you know this? You don't be in the same city we are in. You know, we don't know each other. He said, I read up on you all. I understand you all. You all are like me, and how you proceed about your business, about going out winning games. Like I said, people doubted him for day one. You know, he spoke his mind. He made people understand that, you know, you have a voice, and when you talk, people will listen to you.
If you could change or make one government policy today, what would it be and why?
Did a little research and found out there's like 8 million undocumented workers in this country. And none of those undocumented workers benefits from any of that, because they're not going to file unemployment. And I think there got to be a way that they can utilize that and to help these undocumented workers, because they contribute to the society of the United States. All our parents, including myself, you know, we're all immigrants in this country, all of us. And if you go back a few generations, we're all first-time guy who landed in this country. So, but they got to be able to come in here the right way, and they got to be the education that they know how to get in here the right way, you know.
What obstacles and limitations are preventing our generation today from reaching our full potential as a collective? Whenever you're ready to go, the floor is yours, good sir.
None of us became champion without failing, losing. I'm sure we lost many times before we became a champion. Nothing wrong with not achieving first time. As a matter of fact, I think it's a detriment if you go out there for the first time and you win. You know, I think it sends out the wrong messages. Is having a role model, somebody who they can look up to. Not necessarily a martial artist or a UFC champion or pro wrestling champion, but someone that you can look. It could be musical, you know. I think that's one of the most important things that emphasize more. Opportunity, cut down the cost of education. I think that's important.
What is a movie that is about women, that it was written by women, that stars them? And I thought about the food poisoning scene in Bridesmaids. Oh. When they're in the bridal shop and they've had this really bad lunch, and Melissa McCarthy starts grabbing her stomach, and then she farts, and they all like are sweating, and they're all so funny. Then they go in the bathroom and they're throwing up on each other. I mean, oh my God. And then Maya Rudolph goes in the street in the wedding dress. I was screaming when I was watching that. So, I mean, there's so many funny scenes. There's so many funny scenes in movies, but I think that was unbelievable to me.
Julie, what specific experience in life taught you something that you've been thinking about lately, my friend?
A lot of people that were my contemporaries died, like Gilbert Gottfried and like Bob Saget, people I knew and worked with in clubs. And it just became so clear to me that this is like, all we have is now. This is it right now. There isn't like really a tomorrow. There might not be a tomorrow. So you have to value everything, but it's put everything in more focus. Like you love something, you love a person, you have to go for it. Yeah. So that's what's made me think about that.
Mr. Scott Winters, same question to you. What are the 3 words you chose? What do they mean, and why did you choose them?
Like our culture, it seems to be trending toward this, more control. There's all these movies that are successful around utopia, right? But nobody really wants that, right? And so I feel like beauty, it just offers us this kind of thing that's inherent. It's in each of us, and it's counterculture to the hyper-rationalism trend, to the utopian trend, to this AI trend. But it's why we love music, right? It's why we love poems.
Scott will make a case for why religion should be taught in public schools across the nation.
And my contention, everyone, would simply be that I believe that America and American students are really facing the most significant and massive identity crisis in the history of our nation. When we look at the mental health issues facing our teens and students across the nation, it is heartbreaking. Anxiety, depression, dissociation, suicide, all spiking. And I would say that our students are facing a huge lack of meaning, and that would be the foundation of this identity crisis. I would call it a spiritual nihilism.